How's it going? Can you just introduce yourself and tell us who you're from, please?
Okay, so I'm Catherine, and I'm from the Irish Anti-Vivisection Society. I'm the chairperson of it.
Okay, can you tell me a bit about the society, please?
Yeah, well, the society's been going for many years. I don't have the date of when it was actually founded, but got quite a lot of members. Again, I don't have the numbers. We have a large fund for sponsoring research into alternatives for animal experiments, So we're looking to actually find people who need extra money to do their alternatives to animal research, or to even fund a reward for anybody who comes up with really good translatable research that does not involve animals.
Is this the sole issue you work on in the society, against animal testing?
It's all against animal testing and animal experimentation for any reason whatsoever. But we do recognise that unless we have alternatives to animal research, and there are plenty of alternatives now, using AI, chip technology and stuff, unless we actually have those developed, there will not be a speedy transition away from animal experiments, People are not just going to give up their experimentation. Though a lot of researchers now won't actually use animals, they prefer to use alternatives. They recognise the inherent cruelty, in fact.
And do you think for the future there's going to be, is there any kind of grounds for hope for the future that there'll be change?
Oh yeah, I do. I think there is. I mean, even in Ireland, Ireland's a rather special case in that we about half the testing done is actually on for Botox, botulinum testing, and a lot of that, of course, is purely cosmetic. Now, it's not all cosmetic, but quite a lot of it is. Ireland, we don't actually have an awful lot of research compared with the United States, say, or Switzerland, a huge place for pharmaceutical companies. We have a lot, but not, not a huge amount. I think there was a lot of interest, yes, in using alternatives. Now, the whole business of the sensitivity, the sentience of other creatures has really coming to light. There's been a lot of development. There's been so much scientific, unfortunately, development showing that other creatures, other animals are sentient as we are. They suffer fear, they suffer psychological distress and pain, just as we do, in a different way because they're different species, but still it's as bad for them as it is for us,
Can you tell me a bit about what's going on today here at the South Stephen's Green Shopping Centre?
Okay, well today is the 24th of April is World Day for Animals in Laboratories. So every year we tend to hold demonstrations or hand out leaflets just to educate the public about what is going on, because a lot of this stuff is actually hidden. It's very, very hard to get the hard facts from, say, government or from the health protection, HPRA, on the numbers. We can get the numbers of experiments done, but actually drilling down into exactly the necessity of some of these experiments is quite difficult, I mean, for instance, with the Botox thing, although a lot of Botox, as I said, or botulinum, I should really call it, because Botox is the name for one particular company's produce, we can't actually find out how much of this is produced for medical reasons and how much is for purely cosmetic. They actually did not give me those figures, So it's very difficult to actually get the facts. So we're trying to just educate the public as far as possible, which is difficult. Because,
do you think, say, this time next year, would there be much change? Is there much hope for change?
Well, the figures are dropping. I mean, there was over 100,000, about 122,000 animals experimented on and tested in Ireland in 2021, whereas in 2022 it was down to about 93,000. It's dropping every year, but a lot of that is actually the botulinum testing, the Botox testing. As I say, Botox is only one company, is AbbVie, but we use it as a general name for all Botox type products, So the figures are dropping all the time, and that's mainly due to things like cell-based assays being used instead of the ordinary mouse assay, An assay is the sort of method used for testing. That's what the word means, So yes, we're very hopeful.
And now I'm talking to Suzy Martin from SAFRIreland. Suzy, how's it going?
Hi,
Suzy,
how are
tell
things?
me a bit more about who are SAFRIreland, please.
SAFRIreland is Support Animal Free Research Ireland, and we promote the latest methods of science research without using animals.
Okay, and can you tell me a bit more about your interest in animal rights or animal welfare, please?
Okay, so since I was a very young kid, I have always had a soft spot for animals, and I once, when I was younger, saw a documentary about animal testing, and that always stuck with me since then. And I've always been involved in animal rights campaigns, and just in the last few years now I've decided to create my own platform to just bring awareness and promote the latest alternative methods.
Well, are you the main organiser
Yeah.
of SAFRIreland, yeah?
Yeah.
Do you have many members?
Yeah, loads, and I have so many other groups that I'm friends with, so we all help each other, like on days like today, outreach days. There's always a good group of us. I have a joint campaign with NARA and IAVS to ban Botox testing on animals in Ireland, because it actually isn't relevant anymore because there's already replacement methods. So we're hoping to continue with that campaign until the ban is in place.
Okay, are you hopeful that there will be a ban?
Yeah, we have a politician at the moment in government who is willing to put forward propose a bill for us to ban Botox testing in Ireland.
Who's this?
We can't say at the moment, but until it's actually
He's
released.
actually in government or is he in the Dáil?
In government, in the Dáil, yeah. Yeah.
So he's not is he in the government party?
Yes.
Alright.
So,
Oh, yeah. Alright, thanks
alright,
very
thanks,
much.
Darren.
Can you just introduce yourself and tell us who you're from, please?
Hi, thank you, Darren. My name is Denis Nealis. I'm from Sentient Rights Ireland, and we're here today to support IAVS. It's the World Day for remembering animals in laboratories, and we're handing out flyers and we're bringing awareness to the general public. Many people in Ireland, and the vast majority of people, do not realise that animals, live animals, are still being tested horrifically in laboratories all over Ireland, third level colleges, and we're trying to make them aware of the plight of animals and how unnecessary it is and how torturous it is to the animals.
There has been some improvement in recent years, has there? Like, there are less people doing tests, somewhat, I think, is there?
There was a fall off for a while as many companies in cosmetics and other areas were going vegan and were going cruelty free. But with the opening up of the markets in Asia and specifically China, which is a huge market, 1.4 billion people, they demand that live animal testing is done. There's also a demand to do live animal testing to protect the people who are working in these factories handling these materials. This is mainly for insurance purposes. We feel that the biology, and we know the biology of an animal, is not the same as the biology of a human, and 90% of tests, this is for medical reasons, get thrown out at the human testing stage. We did a demo last year outside Trinity in the biotech building, and the young students came up to us and they said, we've read your literature, we agree with what you say, and we've asked our ageing professors, could they divide the class into cruelty and cruelty free for the purposes of testing and compare the results. So we're waiting for feedback from them on how that goes at the end of their year.
Okay. Can you tell me just a bit about today, please?
Well, today is World Remembrance Day for Animals in Laboratories. It was set up in remembrance of a famous activist whose name I just can't recall at this moment, and there's many groups here today. There's ourselves, there's Sentient Rights Ireland, there's the Party for Animal Welfare, there is SAFRIreland ran by Suzy Martin, and there is IAVS by Cathal, Morrow and other people. So there's 4 groups coming together, unity in the movement to try and bring about more awareness to the public of how unnecessary and cruel and animal rights violations that the practices of live animal testing is in Ireland and indeed worldwide. Yes, I would say that The biotech industry is out of control. It's allegedly supposed to be controlled by the Department of Health, but that is not the case. The Department of Education have no control over them. The Department of the local government offices, the councils, they have no control over them. They seem to be an industry that is out of control. There are animals being bred in Ireland, specifically, this is in the west of Ireland, specifically to go to laboratories, and this is totally unnecessary. Results using other means other than fatal animal testing are available and could produce better results.
Okay, thanks very much.
Thank you, Darren. Thank you very much for having us on. Thank you.
And now I'm talking to Cathal Leavy from Clontarf, and you're a member of the Party for Animal Welfare, aren't you, Cathal?
Yeah, I'm a member for probably 6 months now, and I'm just out here today because of the violation of animal rights in this country, and we just feel the government is blatantly turning a deaf ear to all these wicked things that are going on. We're out specifically today about laboratory testing on animals, live animals. They're testing on them, and we're out here objecting to that. And we know people in this country support us, that we want an end to this wicked trade and an end to the evil that's been done to these animals. It's absolutely wicked what's happening to them. But the government, because they're ignoring this blatantly, basically because they know the pharmaceutical industry is worth a huge amount of money. It's our biggest export by far. Just the other year, they exported $42 billion worth of pharmaceuticals. So this is why the government are just ignoring it blatantly. We just want to see a change to the legislation, have some rights for animals, and to stop this wicked trade. It's shameful on this country, shameful that it's happening. If people saw with their own two eyes what happens to these animals, they'd be disgusted. It's absolutely vile what they do, and it has to stop, and the government have to stop. And I'd say today is World Anti-Laboratory Testing Day, and we're out here to support that, and we want to see an end to this cruel. We have probably 3 or 4 groups out here today, if not more, all protesting for the same cause. We have to see an end to this wicked trade.
Okay, thanks.